How's it going, everybody? My name is Philip, and today we're going to be reacting to A War on Homelessness by George Carlin. I really liked the other video that I did, A Life Worth Losing, that he did. A War on Homelessness definitely caught my attention. More recently, I've been watching a lot of videos on not necessarily homeless people, but there's a couple of videos that I've seen on some, homeless people. They technically are homeless because they're living out their cars, or I guess trailer parks don't necessarily mean that they're homeless. But the more in poverty section of the U.S., I guess, is one way of putting it. Might not be the best way of putting it, but the lesser paid, better, the lesser off people of America, I guess, in a sense. Some are definitely homeless. Some are just always needing food stamps or always needing financial help due to whether it's an illness or a medical issue or just whatever the case may be. Maybe they have just a crap ton of hospital bills all the time, and maybe that's the issue. And I don't know. I mean, it just seems like there's so many different things that goes wrong in someone's life that drives them to homelessness. And I think part of it, some might be medical bills, but then some also might be just unfortunate timing. There was one video I saw of a lady. She cleans houses, and the way she put it, at least, is one day her husband just decided to say, okay, we're divorcing. I want you out of my house within this whatever. And she got kicked out, and she started living in a car. I mean, she still has her job, and she still works and whatnot, but obviously it's not enough to buy an apartment and whatnot. So it's quite heartbreaking, and it's very different than what you typically think. Oh, they just don't have the money. They're drug addicts. They're alcoholics. They're crazy or whatever. Because that's typically what we normally see. But anyways, let's check it out. Once again, if there's a black bar across the screen, it's due to copyright. Again, I don't understand why sometimes they copyright some people and not others. So most likely there is, just to make sure it's not completely blocked. I've noticed that with my videos, so it is what it is. So hope you don't mind. As always, the link will be in the description down below. If you want to watch without the black bar, that's also fine as well. So you also have that option as well. So let's go.
By the way, speaking of American values, aren't we about due to start bombing some small country that only has a marginally effective air force? Seems to me like we're a couple of weeks overdue to drop high explosives on helpless civilians. People who have no argument with us whatsoever. I think we ought to be out there doing what we do best, gang.
It's funny how that really hits home right now, especially with what's going on in Ukraine.
Making big holes in other people's countries. I hate to be repetitious, but God, we are a warlike lot,
Maybe not as bad, but still.
Fucking with somebody. We couldn't wait for that Cold War to be over, could we? Just couldn't wait for that Cold War to be over so we could go and play with our toys in the sand. Go play with our toys in the sand. And when we're not invading some sovereign nation or setting it on fire from the air, which is more fun, then we're usually declaring war on something here at home. Did you ever notice that? We love to do that, don't we? We love to declare war on things here in America. Anything we don't like about ourselves, we have to declare war on it. Don't do anything about it. We just declare war on it. We got a war. It's the only metaphor we have in our public discourse for solving a problem. It's called declaring a war. We got a war on poverty, the war on crime, war on litter, the war on cancer, the war on drugs. But you ever notice there's no war on homelessness, is there? Nah, no war on homelessness. You know why? There's no money in that problem. There's no money in that problem. Nobody stands. It's true. Nobody stands to get rich off of that problem. You could find a solution to homelessness where the corporate swine and the politicians could steal a couple of $1 million each. You'd see the streets of America begin to clear up pretty goddamn quick. I'll guarantee you that. I will guarantee you that. Now, so I got an idea for homeless. You know what they ought to do? You know what they ought to do? Give the homeless their own magazine. Give them their own magazine. It would make them feel better, for one thing. That's a sure sign of making it in this country.
They won't be able to find it.
Every group in this country that makes it and arrives at a certain level has its own magazine. You have Working Mother magazine, Black Entrepreneur magazine, Hispanic Business magazine. In fact, any activity engaged in by more than 4 people in this country has got a fucking magazine devoted to it. Skydiving, mountain climbing, snowmobiling, backpacking, bungee jumping, duck hunting, shooting someone in the asshole with a dart gun, jerking off. They probably have a magazine for that. I'm sure they have. I know they have a magazine. Walking. Walking! There's actually a fucking magazine called Walking.
I didn't know that.
Dan, the new Walking is out. Here's a good article, putting one foot in front of the other. Give them their own magazine. Give them. Give the homeless their own magazine. You know what you call it? Better Crates and Cartons. Then when they get finished reading it, they can use it to line their clothing. That's a good, sound business solution. That's the kind of answer you get from a conservative American businessman. Say, yeah, let them read it. When they get finished reading, they can use it to plug up the holes in them piano crates they all seem to like to live in. A good, sound, practical, conservative American business solution. I'll tell you what they ought to do about homelessness. First thing, change the name of it. Change the name of the condition. It's not homelessness, it's houselessness. It's houses these people need. A home is an abstract idea. A home is a setting. It's a state of mind. These people need houses, physical, tangible structures. But where are you going to put them? Where are you going to build them? Nobody wants you to build low-cost housing near their house. People don't want it near them. We got something in this country, you've heard of it, it's called NIMBY, N-I-M-B-Y. Not in my backyard. People don't want any kind of social help located anywhere near them. You try to open up a halfway house, try to open up a rehab center for drugs or alcohol, try to build a little home for some retarded people who want to work their way into the community. People say, not in my backyard. People don't want anything near them, especially if it might help somebody else. Part of the great American spirit of generosity we're always told about. Big, generous American nation. Ask an Indian about that. Ask an Indian how generous this country is. If you can find one, you got to locate the Indian first. We've made him just a little difficult to find. Or if you need current data, select a black family at random and ask them how generous this country has been. People don't want anything near them, even if it's something they believe in, something they think society needs, like prisons. Everybody wants that, right? Everybody wants more prisons. That's the new answer to all of our problems. Lock a lot of motherfuckers up. Everybody wants more prisons. They say, build more prisons!
That's not something I've heard before. Maybe I'm listening to the wrong news networks. Kind of, I don't listen to a lot of news. Normally, I just go to, like if I'm really, like, news crazy, I go to, like, Philip DeFranco show. And that's one that I kind of go to. And I don't necessarily go to a lot of other news platforms. But I feel like not everyone wants prisons. And I have a very vague and very, how do I put this? It doesn't, I have a very vague idea on what could happen, but a lot of things would have to come together for it to work, and a lot of these things will never be able to come together. I'll probably save it for the end of this video, but yeah, I mean, he's making a lot of sense where, like, if you can't make money off of it, a lot of the times no one's going to care. I mean, that's just how it is with the U.S. right now. Like, even still now. Because this was, what, however many years ago?
But not here. Well, why not? What's wrong? What's the problem? What's wrong with having a prison in your neighborhood? It would seem to me like it would make it a pretty crime-free area, don't you think? You think a lot of crackheads and muggers and pimps and hookers are going to be hanging around in front of a fucking prison? Bullshit, they ain't coming anywhere near it. What's wrong with these people? All the criminals are locked up behind the walls, and if a couple of them do break out, what do you think they're going to do? Hang around? Check real estate trends? Bullshit. They're fucking gone. That's the whole idea of breaking out of prison, is to get the fuck as far away as you possibly can. Not in my backyard. People don't want anything near them. Except military bases. They don't mind that, do they? No, they like that. Give them an army base. Makes them happy. Why? Jobs. Jobs. Self-interest. Even if the base is loaded with nuclear weapons, they don't give a fuck. They say, well, I'll take a little radiation if I can get a job.
A good paying job.
Been fucked over so long in this country, those are the kind of decisions they're left to make. I got just a place for low-cost housing. I have solved this problem. I know where we can build housing for the homeless. Golf courses. Perfect. Golf
I agree.
Courses.
There we go. Problem
Just
solved.
what we need.
You don't need golf
Plenty
courses.
of good land in nice neighborhoods, land that is currently being wasted on a meaningless, mindless activity engaged in primarily by white, well-to-do male businessmen who use the game to get together to make deals to carve this country up a little finer among themselves. I am getting tired. Really tired. I am getting tired of these golfing cocksuckers in their green pants and their yellow pants and their orange pants and their precious little hats and their cute little golf carts. It is time to reclaim the golf courses from the wealthy and turn them over to the homeless. Golf is an arrogant, elitist game, and it takes up entirely too much fucking room in this country. Too much fucking room in this country.
I can get behind that.
It is an arrogant game on its very design alone. Just the design of the game speaks of arrogance. Think of how big a golf course is. The ball is that fucking big. What do these pin-headed pricks need with all that land? There are over 17,000 golf courses in America. They average over 150 acres apiece. That's over 3 million acres. That's 4,820 square miles. You could build 2 Rhode Islands and a Delaware for the homeless on the land currently devoted to this meaningless, mindless, arrogant, elitist, racist. There's another thing. The only blacks you'll find in country clubs are carrying trays. And a boring game for boring people. Did you ever watch golf on television? It's like watching flies fuck. And a mindless game. Mindless.
One thing I've always said is if there's more people like Happy Gilmore, the Adam Sandler movie. I think I'm mixing up his movie company and the movie. But Happy Gilmore, if there's more people like that playing golf, I think it'd be a little bit more fun to watch. And then if they switched it up where they have to like race, like half the guys can't even fucking run very long. Like I'm watching them play golf. Like I've seen little snippets of people play golf. And I'm just like, I want to watch them race to the next ball. Like whoever gets to the ball first gets a point. And then if it takes them like 3 strokes less than the other person, then that's extra points. Like make them run and work for it. But I feel like they can't even do that because they're gonna pass out before the second hole. Like if it's a sport, then make them exercise. Like walking, come on now. That's just me though.
Think of the intellect. Think of the intellect it must take to draw pleasure from this activity. Hitting a ball with a crooked stick and then walking after it. And then hitting it again. I say, pick it up, asshole. You're lucky you found the fucking thing. Put it in your pocket and go the fuck home. Go the fuck home. You're a winner. No chance of that happening. Dorco in the plaid knickers is going to hit it again and walk some more. Let these rich cocksuckers play miniature golf. Let them fuck with a windmill for an hour and a half or so.
That'd be more fun to watch,
see if
too.
there's any real skill among them. Now, I know there are some people who play golf who don't consider themselves rich. Fuck them! And shame on them for engaging in an arrogant, elitist pastime. Hey, here's another place we could put some low-cost housing. Cemeteries. There's another idea whose time has passed. Saving all the dead people in one part of town? What the hell kind of a superstitious, religious, medieval bullshit idea is that? Plow these motherfuckers up, plow them into the streams and rivers of America. We need that phosphorus for farming. If we're gonna recycle, let's get serious. Thank you.
Okay, so that last bit. See, I understand that is a lot of land devoted to where dead people go, but that one on that part, that one's. I'm a bit okay with us having cemeteries. Um, I don't know. It's just I feel weird about digging up dead bodies and then putting housing over them. You know, like if they're like really, 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 really old, like something that no one buries them, like unless there's like a historical figure in there, then okay, sure. But like I don't know, the cemeteries is a bit of a touchy subject because I know that there's gonna be a lot of people that's like don't even touch it. Don't even bother with it. You know, um, but golf courses I'm all for. Get rid of all the golf courses. I have a golf course somewhat close to my house. The only time I've ever been there is when I had to get the booster shot for COVID. So I didn't realize it was as big as it was. I literally drove all the way down. I was like, holy shit, this goes quite a far ways back. And I still didn't even see the whole damn thing. So that's like, can we get rid of it? I mean, it's far enough from my house that I wouldn't mind it being low-cost housing. And so basically, okay, so now my personal idea, obviously, like, a lot of things are going to have to come together. So there's this guy in LA that builds homes. He basically builds like this little room with a roof. It's made out of wood, and they take it to people, to homeless people, to houseless people, as he would put it. And I see that he does that so they feel more secure, because obviously tents aren't really that secure. You can literally just cut it open, go in, take some stuff, and go away. You know? At least this way there's a door that they can lock. There's a little charging port that is solar powered so they can have a way to charge a phone. And a little bit more sense of security. You know? And I thought that was a really cool idea. So if you are able to team up with him, you'll need a plot of land. And in that plot of land, obviously none of this is going to make sense if you can't get the plot of land, and obviously it privately owned, something that the owner's not going to be willing to sell. Obviously there's a lot that's going to have to go into this that I feel like is not going to be able to happen. But you get a plot of land, you build a semi-decent small building on it where there's like a communal kitchen so they can heat up and have a nice place to eat. Decent place to eat, at least. And then a bathroom so they can use the bathroom and take a shower and whatnot to clean themselves. And then one thing I would like to have is offices for like financial advisement and medication if anyone needs medical help, and even psychologists if they want to talk to anyone. And one way of going around doing this is anyone that's learning to become a psychologist or psychiatrist, whichever one, it doesn't matter. Maybe a psychologist is more of what I'm thinking. If they're in school and they're learning to become one, they can use that as like a kind of a training ground. I don't know how plausible that is, but so that way, you know, we don't have to pay, because obviously it's homeless. It's like a homeless camp. But then there also needs to be some sort of contract so that they can move on once they gain enough money and once they get back on their feet. So there's like all these things that have to come into play, where there's a big plot of land, those little houses, bathroom, kitchen, housing, a little office unit. So every couple days, you know, someone's there to help out, and just it has to be privately funded. And someone has to be okay with, okay, if we're going to lose money, you know, kind of like how with the NBA is with the WNBA. As long as someone's okay with losing a specific amount of money because they believe in what's going on, that's going to have to be what happens. But it's not going to happen. That's the issue. You know, like that's just something that I personally think would be a really cool way of trying to get people back on their feet, helping them. Once they get back on their feet for the most part, and they're able to live outside of this little area, then we can move them out and move some other new homeless people in. But obviously there's going to have to be rules, and there's going to have to be regulations, and there's going to have to be something so that they just don't stay there forever, you know? And so, I don't know. Again, there's still a lot that needs to be worked out on that specific idea. But that's just my thought. I think it's a way to try and help people. And that's the only thing that it is, really. It's just an idea that I would like to happen so that it could possibly help people in the future. But he was totally right. If they're not making money off of it, if someone's not going to make money off of it and make bank off of it, no one's going to care. No one's going to want to be like, hey, let's open up a homeless shelter somewhere. Or let's do this to help the homeless people or something, you know. It's not going to happen. And unless you're Mr. Beast, then, you know, yeah, I don't know. But thank you so much for watching. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, any other comedy bits, let me know in the comment section below. I've been having a lot of fun with a lot of these comedy bits, and they're actually really fun to watch. I've been enjoying them. I'm glad that I'm starting to get to watch a little bit more comedy. I really enjoy it. I don't know why I've just never watched it before. I think I've watched one bit of Robin Williams stand-up comedy. I haven't watched a lot of his, but I would love to watch more. But I don't fully remember what it was about, but I remember it had something to do with Popeye. He made a joke about Popeye, and I thought it was funny. I don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe for more content just like this. Let me know in the comment section below what else I should react to. And I'll see you guys next time.